At 10 we have Arancia di Capri by Acqua di Parma. A very realistic smell of orange juice with this one. So in the top you get orange, mandarin, bergamot and lemon. In the mid you get petitgrain, cardamom, and in the base you get caramel and musk. Performance is a bit of an issue with this. It's not terrible, but I do wish it performed better because it's such a nice refreshing summer scent. At 9 we have Aventus Cologne by Creed. A very nice scent that unfortunately fades very quickly. In the top here you get mandarin orange, ginger and pink pepper, as well as bergamot and spearmint. In the mid you get vetiver, patchouli, sandalwood and ozonic notes. And in the base you get musk, birch, tonka bean, styrax and cedar. A fresher take on Aventus. Unfortunately doesn't perform very well for me at all. It is a little bit similar to Chanel's Allure Homme Sport, which performs a bit stronger than this, but there's differences between those as well. As a scent alone it's great, but yeah, like I say, performance a bit of an issue with this one. In 8th spot we have Artisan Pure by John Varvatos. Unfortunately, performance an issue here as well. So in the top here you have clementine, lemon, mandarin orange, bergamot, thyme and marjoram. In the mid you get petitgrain and ginger. And in the base you have woody notes, musk, orris root and amber. A nice refreshing scent, but unfortunately very fleeting. This would be great if it performed better. At 7 we have Percival by Parfums, one of my favourite ever fragrances, and it's low down on this list because performance is okay. I just wish it was a bit better. So in the top here you have lavender, mandarin orange, bergamot and geranium. In the mid you get hedione, violet, jasmine, coriander and cinnamon. And in the base you get ambroxan, amberwood, musk, balsam fir and clearwood. Performance is decent. I just think if this performed that bit better, it would really tick every single box. As it is, it's still a great fragrance. Performance is alright. Like I said, I just wish it went that extra step and was a little bit stronger. At 6 we have Creed's Viking Cologne. A nice tangy orange scent this, along with some vetiver. So in the top here you have mandarin orange, lemon, pink pepper and bergamot. In the mid you get lavender, geranium, rosemary, sage and nutmeg. And in the base you get that vetiver, as well as cedar, sandalwood, olibanum and patchouli. Thankfully there's a ready-made replacement for this in Terre d'Hermès if you want the same orange and vetiver combo with a better performance. But yeah, for me, great scent, just doesn't really perform. At 5 we're going with Dolce & Gabbana's the One EDP. Thankfully this does perform a bit better on clothes than on skin. I find on skin this fades extremely quickly, but on clothes it's not too bad. Top notes here are grapefruit, coriander and basil. In the mid you get cardamom, ginger and orange blossom. In the base you have amber, tobacco and cedar. A nice warm spicy scent, smells high quality and quite addictive. Like I say, performance I wish was a bit better. You do get slightly better on clothes than skin, but yeah, for me it could still do with better performance. At 4 we have Versace pour Homme. Similar to the previous entry, this performs a lot better on clothes than it does on skin. On skin this is extremely fleeting, I find. So in the top here you have lemon, bergamot, neroli and rose. In the mid you get hyacinth, cedar, clary sage and geranium. And in the base you get musk, tonka bean and amber. A nice sparkling fizzy summery scent. Like I say, I wish it performed a bit better, as if this really projected heavily I think it would be a great all year round fragrance. At 3 we have Sedley by Parfums. I hear mixed things on this one. For me personally, performance is disappointing. It's a really nice scent though, kind of a sparkly Sprite type of a feel. That sparkly soda opening with a nice ambroxan dry down. So in the top you get lemon, mint, bergamot, grapefruit and mandarin orange. So a nice combination of fresh notes there. In the mid you have some florals such as lavender, rosemary, geranium. You also have olibanum. And in the base you get a nice dose of ambroxan, as well as sandalwood, cedar, cashmeran, vetiver and patchouli. A very nice fresh scent, a great dumb reach, all season, all occasion. Just for me, performance is an issue. I wish this performed better and lasted longer with better sillage. I'm not intentionally picking on Creed here, but unfortunately a few of their fragrances do have a very disappointing performance. So at number 2 we have Erolfa. Loads and loads of notes here. So in the top you have lime, bergamot, melon, green notes, lemon, violet and caraway. In the mid you have herbal notes, pine tree, ginger, pepper, jasmine, cyclamen, nutmeg flower, and in the base you get ambergris, musk, sandalwood, oak moss and cedar. I mostly pick up a combination of that strong Creed ambergris, which there's a heavy dose of in here, along with lime and some of those green notes. It is very refreshing and very nice, but performance for me is fairly atrocious on this one. I can't get a decent performance out of this at all on skin or on clothes. Within about an hour it's faded for me. I'd be interested to hear what you guys' experience is like with Erolfa, whether you've got a decent performance out of this or it's just a bad batch or reformulations or anything like that. But for me, Erolfa, a very disappointing performer, but a great scent, so that's where the problem lies. I wish this performed better, as it smells so nice. And at number 1, a fairly obvious pick, but I've gone with Creed Aventus. Famous for its disappointing performance, certainly the newer batches. I've heard that the older batches performed very, very well. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to sample any of them. So the Aventus I've always known in the last few years has been a very disappointing performer, but undoubtedly a great smell. So in the top you have bergamot, blackcurrant, apple, lemon and pink pepper. In the mid you get that pineapple. You also have patchouli and Moroccan jasmine. In the base you get birch, musk, oak moss, cedarwood and ambroxan, or ambergris. I imagine for Creed it would be ambergris rather than the synthetic ambroxan, but I can't say that for certain. But yeah, great scent. Thankfully with this one there's so many alternatives now, as you guys know. It's been copied so many times. So whether you go for one of those Middle Eastern clones, whether you go for a designer smeller like such as Explorer or Eros Energy or something like that. I think Abercrombie & Fitch have one, Zara have a copy. Like I said, there's all those Middle Eastern ones. And if you're looking in niche territory, you have things like Cedrat Brase and Hatchivat. So there's a few alternatives, thankfully, but it's a shame because the smell itself is so good. So if there was a better performing version of this, that'd be great. I know Absolute Aventus is a better performer, but that goes in a slightly different direction smell-wise. So I've gone with the EDP as top of this list. And yeah, if it performed better, it would be great, but unfortunately that's where it fails. What do you think, guys? What would have topped your list? Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.